What is up, Buff Nation? Welcome into DNVR Buffs Prime Time. We are presented by Illegal Pete's.
Boom.
Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Jake's here, and Andre's here today. Welcome back, man.
Let's go. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Always a fun time, man.
Yeah. RK a little under the weather, so actually not twerking today, so maybe give our guy a little bit of a break today.
Yeah, thinking about our guy taking care of himself. That's what matters. Just texted those to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Jake in a rare mood before getting on, too. So
No.
This is going to be a special pod. I have no doubt about it. They're always special in Buff Nation when Coach Prime is on board, huh?
They are. And today's particularly special because we got
right?
Talan Chandler.
Let's go. Yes.
Joining the show very,
get.
very shortly. We're going to have some more players coming on pretty soon, too. So the people asked, we listened.
Turns out we too ain't hard to find.
Exactly.
Yes.
We ain't hard to find. Lots of stuff going on today in terms of recruiting and transfer portal. Maybe some Aaron Butler buzz. I know you guys in the comments are probably going a little crazy about that right now.
Calabasas stand up.
Yes, sir. Two-way player. We'll talk about Miles Rouser again. A bunch of offers in the portal and to recruits. But let's bring in Talan Chandler. We talked to him about 10 minutes. I talked to him about 10 minutes. We got a lot from him. Learned about the transfer portal, why he came here, where he's going to be playing at Colorado, and more importantly, who could be the next Buff to commit to Colorado in the 2024 class. Here he is, Talan Chandler. 2024 offensive line commit. Talan, how's it going, man? And welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's going good, and I'm excited to be a Buff. So.
Excellent, man. Well, congrats on the commitment. First off, you visited for Junior Day, so to go back a few months, what was that visit like for you, and why did you decide to commit to Colorado?
That was a really good visit. That was kind of the first time that I met all of the coaches. I'd talked to Coach OB on the phone a little bit. First time I got to see everything. First time I'd ever been out to Colorado, so it was just kind of good to kind of get a feeling of how everything was, and it was just really great visit. The coaches showed a lot of love. And just you were able to see how the culture was changing and everything, and that's kind of something I was like, okay, I want to be a part of this.
What was it like meeting Coach Prime, and what about him or the university even stood out to you on that visit?
The one thing that stood out to me about Coach Prime was he's just a very genuine person. He was just super open with us, and just he has the persona online, the Prime persona, but when you meet him in person, he's just a humble guy, just very good guy. And just the campus was beautiful. Everything was well taken care of. So it all just, stood out to me like, okay, this is a place where people care.
Let's go to the spring game now. Just from your perspective as a recruit kind of visiting that, what was that atmosphere like as an incoming player? And what was the vibe like amongst all the other recruits?
A lot of the recruits that were there. So I talked to a few of them, and a few of them were already committed to other schools that were on visits like Sterling Dixon and stuff. And they all told me the same thing, that it's just unbelievable. The atmosphere is great. The coaches are showing unbelievable love. The coaches are great people. The snow, you think it would deter people from coming to the game, but 47,000 showed up strong. It was just a great atmosphere for a spring game. It felt like a Saturday night in the fall, just really great atmosphere. All of the recruits were having a great time. Just good overall atmosphere in general.
Did anyone even mention the weather, or were guys kind of past that once they were there in Boulder?
A few people said, oh, man, I've never, snow, but nah, other than that, people were just kind of like, whatever. It really wasn't that cold, honestly.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, for sure. It was actually a pretty nice day overall. We've seen a lot of traffic in and out just on this offensive line through the portal and stuff. So when you spoke to Coach OB, what is it that he told you that he looks for in an offensive lineman to join the Buffs?
He wants someone who finishes every play. So he wants someone, even if you get a pancake, you get up and you're chasing people downfield, you're chasing the ball downfield, especially with how fast of an offense they're going to have. And he said he really wants he wants smart offensive linemen. Like I said, discipline, because that's a big thing on the offensive line, not jumping on offsides and stuff. Finish was one of the big things. And then finish, just overall, just like playing hard, and loving the game. He said he wants people who love the game.
Mm-hmm. What are your impressions of Sean Lewis's offense? Have you been able to watch any film on that? And what position do you think you're sliding into on his offensive line?
So they've been telling me that I'm going to be playing center for them when I get there, and I really like the offense, how they pull the offensive linemen and how they're pretty even about passing and running, And I like the way that they change it up, That even if they run the ball a bunch, they'll still even throw in passes. And I like how many screens they run and stuff. They use their offensive linemen a lot. It's a fun offense for offensive linemen to play in.
It's an offense that's, it's kind of like Baylor spready, but it does have that power element to it. Do you get that sense that this is like a power run game, though, when you're kind of watching the film?
Yeah, they've told us that they really want to be able to establish the run game, and that's what their main thing is they want to be able to pound the ball down people's throats, and then they're going to have the athletes to throw the ball. So,
what's the buzz like in Missouri about Coach Prime in Colorado? You've got some high-profile players there. Williams Nwaneri's there. Ryan Wingo's there. Those guys have been visiting over the last few months. Just what do players, when you talk to them about Colorado, what kind of comes up, and how has the perception changed since Coach Prime has been hired?
The coaches are always one thing that comes up, just how much people love the coaches and how great the coaches are. I was talking before Danny O'Neal committed. I was talking to him and he goes, "It's crazy. Coach Brew's a legend," and he just reaches out to you and is just chill with you. So it's just the coaches is one thing that always comes up, And Will's only about an hour north of me, so I keep in touch with him and stuff. And it's just always that they love how the coaches are just super honest and super genuine, and they can see how the program's changing, and it's definitely something you want to be a part of.
What other coaches sorry, go ahead.
And they know that, like, if you go there, it's going to help your draft stock go up, especially with, like, being there with Coach Prime and stuff. It's you're not going just for football. You're going for the future.
Right. What other coaches were you able to talk to when you've been able to visit, or maybe they've called you, other than Coach OB, Coach Lewis, and Coach Prime?
Coach Corey, Coach Brew. We've talked to Coach Brew a few times. Coach Corey, Coach Brew, Coach Gunner, the assistant line coach, Coach Lewis, and me have stayed in contact. I've talked to Coach Prime a few times. Really, just most of the offensive coaches.
What are your impressions of Coach Brew? Because, man, that guy is probably my favorite coach. I love that guy.
I love his energy. He's always a energy, high energy, and he loves the game, and that's all he wants in people is for them to love the game and just leave it all out there every time.
What kind of players do you watch to try and model your game after, whether it's college or NFL?
I really like to model my game off after Jason Kelsey, since I know that I'm going to be playing center at the next level and just how much he pulls and stuff, and that's something that they've told me that I'm going to be doing. Quentin Nelson's a big one too. Just I love the way he plays and how physical he is. Those are really the two big ones. And then when Joe Thomas was in the league, used to watch him. So
when it comes to playing center and pulling from that position, it's not hard or not easy to do. Not a lot of guys can do that. Is that something you take pride in your game, being able to do that at center?
Yeah, it's something that I'm still even working on right now, because I've never actually played center in high school. Played guard and tackle. I've played center for one game, so I'm still kind of just trying to work on my technique and stuff. But it's something that I really try and take pride in, is my technique and being able to get out of my stance fast and make sure that the ball's where it needs to be and everything. So it's just kind of something that I work on a lot, because it's something you want to be able to do when you get to college and be ready to go.
Before we started recording, you were saying that you finished up golf practice. Turns out you're a multi-sport athlete, so go ahead and tell Buff Nation all the talents that you can do besides playing offensive line.
So I've been a 4-sport varsity athlete in high school. I've done basketball, golf, and track along with football.
Excellent, man. You're going to may have to teach Jeremiah Brown some tips on swinging the golf club. I don't know if you've seen it, but you should check it out on Instagram. There's a video of him kind of putting some people in harm's way with his swinging skills.
I don't know if I'm better.
Any plans to come back to Boulder this summer or even in the fall for a game?
Yeah, so right now I've got my official visit set up for the second week of June, and then we're going to come back for as many games as we can. It just depends on how my season's going and stuff, because it's a little bit of a drive and stuff. So
right,
we're going to be out there for the Nebraska game. I know that.
That was going to be my next question, man. You got to make it out for that. It's going to be special. You've been out recruiting on Twitter. You've been very active trying to get a lot of these guys to Boulder. Why is that important to you to also try and recruit other players, not only in this class, but in later classes?
Well, that those are the guys that are going to be your brothers and your teammates, and so you want to have a good foundation set for for your class especially. And that's something that we've talked with the coaches, and me and Danny have talked about, is we want to build this class into one of the best recruiting classes of all time. And we want to be the foundation for what's coming up with the Colorado Buffaloes. And so, I'm trying to get the top players. I'm friends with, like you said, mentioned Wingo and Williams Nawari and guys like that. I've known them from football, just going to camps and stuff. And so I know what kind of players they are, and I want to have them surrounding me, guys that have the same winner's mentality. It's because it's changing. The people that Prime's bringing in the room, he wants them with a certain mentality. And so those are the guys we're trying to get.
Have you ever had the opportunity to line up against Williams Nwaneri one-on-one, and what was that matchup like?
No, I haven't ever got to go against him yet. He's always, every time I go to camps, I've always done interior, and so he's always a DN, so we've never got to go against each other. But
what makes him a great player, though? Why is he one of the top recruits in the nation?
He's really long, and so he's really good at using that to his advantage, getting the long arm in there and being able to get separation and stuff, and he's got a pretty good first step, and so that's allowing him to – most kids in high school can't keep up with a first step like that. So that allows him to get an edge, and it's something that's going to help him, especially when he gets into college and gets in the weight room in college. He'll be a monster.
After the spring game, we saw a lot of players enter the portal from last year's team. What was kind of your reaction once you saw that whole process unfold?
So we'd actually had a conversation with the coaches about that beforehand, because I was in the team meeting before the spring game because I was there. And Coach Prime had told him, like, hey, guys, we appreciate you guys sticking around, sticking it out and everything. But, he said, some of you guys, we know you guys are going to leave and go other places. And, that's up to you. We're not going to tell you to leave or not. But, we're bringing in our guys. So just be prepared. And so it was kind of like, okay, we knew it was going to happen. They're bringing in their guys, like the guys they've been getting in from the transfers, they're getting a bunch of studs from other schools. So kind of just have to wait it out and see how things go.
Right. Well, Talan, before I let you go, man, I got to ask you, because you've been out there recruiting so hard, who is going to be the next guy to come to Boulder, and how many of these dogs are going to be coming?
AB is who I want next, and I think we've got him. So
let's hope so, man. Well, thank you so much for hopping on, Talan. We really appreciate you, and congratulations on becoming a Buff. We hope to see you in Boulder very soon, man.
Thank you.
There he is, Talan Chandler. What an interview, man.
It was awesome, man. Just makes you think there's so many different things. My first takeaway is, like, this coaching staff plus Boulder and the Buffs tradition and all there is to sell is quite an enviable package. And then you add this layer of players like that, wanting to recruit, wanting to make this one of the best recruiting classes, college football history, and boy, just kind of gives me chills. Something special brewing here.
For sure. I love what he said when I asked him about, like, what players, like, the perception of Colorado, and what keeps coming up is the coaching staff. Yep. And it's what we keep coming to here, and it's a huge reason why we're in the conversation for a lot of these portal recruits and just regular recruits, because this coaching staff is pretty insane.
Yeah. How about that final prediction that's got the chat hyped? Huh?
AB is Mr. Aaron Butler,
2024
four-star athlete, who we will talk about very, very shortly. We got to show the Jeremiah Brown video too. But first, a word
I gotta see this
from our friends at Shador's #2 barbecue sauce right here.
Look at that.
Do you want to be my model again, bro?
Always, yes.
Shador's #2 is a tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat that finishes with subtle smoky notes. This unique barbecue sauce is available on plbsc.com for a limited time. Use code ALLCITY, ALLCITY, all one word, at checkout for 10% off your order of #2 barbecue. You did an amazing job.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
And then also shout out to FOCO. FOCO is the leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise with a product line that includes apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items. Probably one of the best places to go to if you are looking for a gift for a sports fan.
Yeah.
They've got pretty much everything under the sun.
We have some amazing FOCO stuff behind us. I know we've got some upstairs that we'll be unleashing on the studio soon. Yeah, FOCO, they bring it, man, and their buff stuff is pretty cool for sure.
Yep, very island themed stuff too. We got some hats over there.
We do.
If you want to, I mean, it's maybe a little cloudy and potentially a little rainy today for that. But
right.
we've got it on standby.
We can still make it happen, yes.
FOCO always has our back for Colorado sports, and they have yours too. Get the best gear around by using the link in our description. For all non-presale items, use the promo code DNVR for 10% off. Shout out to FOCO. All right. Let's talk about Aaron Butler, but first, we got to show this Jeremiah Brown video because it is I've seen a lot of like disastrous situations happen at driving ranges and Topgolf with people. This one was it's up there.
Baby, what was going through your head, bro? when you decided to just do a backswing, like reenact it right now.
First of all, my homeboy went for the mic. He smacked it. So I'm like, okay. And it looked like he hit it like a baseball. So
that's where you went wrong.
So,
you got in your stance.
Yeah, they said keep your eye on the ball. If you look at the video, my eyes on the ball, I still missed the ball. Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
Hey.
what happened? Oh,
So why did you run away, bro?
look.
Oh, no, if I was you, I'd go check the little girl that's behind
No,
there.
no. Hey, look,
You was worried about yourself. You selfish.
when you hear something loud, oh,
You didn't know what happened.
run now, find out later.
Okay. Baby, what was going through your head, bro?
Oh man, just fantastic.
Incredible. The breakdown's even
When you
better.
decided.
We need a Talon or RK or someone to help our guy JB out.
I know. Even Hank tomorrow.
Yeah,
big
sure.
golf tournament here at DNVR. It'd be amazing to have JB learning some things out there. Yep. Are you a big golfer?
More or less so. I was more of a golfer before I moved to Colorado.
I mean, Buffs. We keep you busy.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay.
All right, let's cover some of the news from today. We've kind of teased this long enough, but 2024 four-star athlete Aaron Butler out of Calabasas High School, Calabasas, California, has earned a crystal ball to Colorado from Steve Wiltfong, the National Scouting Director of 247 Sports. Aaron Butler is a dynamic two-way athlete, top 100 player in this class, 95th overall, 7th overall athlete.
One of the top guys out of California.
Yep.
Which kind of feels huge as long as you're still in the Pac-12. I mean, we've seen it in these Oregon classes the last few years. When Cristobal was there, you've kind of seen it. When Peterson was at Washington, you start, and Lincoln Riley's now doing it back at USC. You start to get some of those top guys in California. It kind of spreads like wildfire, and then you start to get more of those guys, and so adding AB would be huge to this class.
It would be huge. His father, Rob Devon Butler, played college football at Pitt, and Robert Morris signed with the San Diego Chargers in 2004 as an undrafted free agent and has a relationship with Coach Prime. He's very on board with Aaron going to Colorado. He's been very vocal on Twitter about that. And even Aaron himself, I don't know if you've seen, but on like any piece of Buff news that happens, you'll find Aaron Butler in the replies just putting Buff emojis. Sign of things to come.
That'd be huge. It's Oregon, Bama, Miami, and Georgia.
Yep.
Like the big dogs are going after them.
This would be a massive recruiting win. Probably the biggest in the Coach Prime era at Colorado so far. Maybe Cormani McLean with Miami's up there too, but this is...
Yeah, I'd say Cormani probably.
Yeah, they're not too far apart though.
No, I think you're right. It's I mean, this is one of those elite guys that you could really build your class out with. What do you think? Wide receiver or corner?
I've heard he wants to play wide receiver.
Oof.
So
many guys, 6
I know.
foot 165, who with blazing speed. Like, how are we gonna make this happen?
So I don't really know indoor track, but he's got a 200-meter time, 21:93, which is pretty damn good in the 200.
It's quite fast.
And then he's got a 60-meter time of 7.07, which sounds pretty damn good.
Yep, absolutely.
He still does have visits to Alabama and Washington that he's going to go on, official visits in June. But things are trending up, and we're looking good here.
It's huge. And I mean, crystal ball means somewhat, but then Talan came in with the prediction as well.
Right.
So it's that's the vibe, you know. That's the vibe.
That is the vibe. Next guy.
What's the vibe from Boulder on AB?
Oh, very positive.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, they're feeling good over there.
I mean, he's kind of been building up momentum-wise since the spring game. And even before the spring game, it was kind of like, this guy's kind of leaning Colorado, it seems. So...
Love the trend in that direction.
Exactly. Things are only trending stronger for him to Colorado.
Yeah.
A guy we've talked about on this show previously, it's been kind of a while, but Miles Rouser. Do you remember Miles Rouser, our guy from Campbell?
Yeah, so his story was he's a top recruit, and he'd signed with Arkansas. He was going to be a Razorback.
I believe so.
And then flipped a bit last second.
Yep.
So he's, in some ways, sounds not dissimilar to like the Travis Hunter saga with FSU, or to a lesser extent, Cormani with Miami.
Yes. So that was February 2nd, 2022. I'm assuming that was signing day. Was committed to Arkansas, I think, for quite a while.
Yeah.
March 28th, 2021, went on an official visit that June, and then went the whole rest of the 21 season into signing day for 2022. Committed to the Razorbacks before flipping to Campbell. But he entered the portal.
Campbell.
The Campbell Camels. The Fighting Camels, Dre.
Fighting Camels. You don't hear that every day. Would you know off the top what conference they're in?
Or
even like, is it FCS? I think it's FCS.
They played Jackson State last year. So, and I know they're not, I don't think they're SWAC.
No, they're not, and I don't think they're D2.
There's no
okay.
way
We're gonna say they're FCS. We're doing it, guys.
Do you want to look up what conference they're in for me?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, but Miles Rouser in 2022 was a top 300 player, 232nd overall recruit, 19th overall safety, out of Detroit, Michigan, 6'1", 185. He included CU in a top 6. Colorado, Oregon, LSU, Penn State, Tennessee, and then New Mexico State. One of those is not like the others.
This guy, such an interesting cat, man.
Yeah.
You just, I saw some clips of him before coming on the show. It's intriguing, man, because he's got the size. He comes downhill. You can play him closer to the line of scrimmage. At Campbell, he was able to do some single high stuff and get his hands on the ball and what have you. He would be a huge get. The fact that he'd have 3 years left of eligibility, the fact that he already has college experience, that he has this kind of pedigree, size, physicality, some ball skills, speed, definitely. This is an immediate contributor in the secondary. And it's just like, look, with the options you're going to have outside, just need a couple playmakers, and the ball's going to find them real quick in the middle of in the middle of that secondary. So that's why I think he would be an absolutely massive get. What are the vibes you get on him, though?
I truly don't know. This is the first time we've talked about him in a few weeks. So
right, he feels like, of all the guys we talk about, one of the hardest to get a true read on.
I mean, he put New Mexico State in a top 6 with a bunch of, Oregon, Penn State, LSU, and then New Mexico State.
It's because he's amazing.
You can go wherever he wants, I guess.
Yeah, not a front runner, but that makes me think.
Come to Colorado.
Coach Prime's Buffs are
exactly
the kind of team that he wants to be at.
I think this is just a very, very confident player.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing varsity football, or in high school, played varsity football as a freshman. Played two-way player, played running back, multiple spots on defense, was an immediate contributor for Campbell last year, played in 9 games, had 1 interception, 37 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 3 passes defensed. I mean, for a true freshman, I don't care what level that is, to come in and just kind of fit in on the field immediately, that's pretty rare.
Yep.
And you kind of mentioned his ability as, single high safety and how he can be rangy in the back end. I think that adding that would really complete this secondary. You got 2 guys at safety in Cameron Silman Craig and Trevor Woods who really just bring the wood, man. They're going to knock the hell out of you. They can play deep safety, but having a true deep safety alongside them really rounds it out.
Well, and just with this kind of length, this kind of athleticism, this kind of confidence just playing on the ball, oh, man, that'd be a huge get.
Yep.
That would be huge. Twitter handle, Ghost.
Yes.
Which for a safety kind of says everything.
I love that.
Just watch your back.
Yep.
Better watch out. Hear him creeping because he's coming, baby.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All in on Miles Rouser.
Another player who was visiting last weekend, actually.
Yes.
E.J. Horton, former Marshall wide receiver. Another speed guy, 6 foot 180, claims he runs a 4.3 in his Twitter bio. I know. Only had, I believe, like 180 yards last year. Was a redshirt sophomore. But he posted on Instagram that he's made a decision. And we are anxiously waiting to find out.
Waiting with bated breath? Is this a have you subscribed to Travis Hunter type deal for you?
I don't know.
Like
about
what's the stipulation with this young man to tell us where he's going?
You have to ask EJ. I don't know.
Can at least like the 3rd string wide receivers run track as well? Can we just like bring some silverware to the program in other sports with all this speed?
They might
just
be
don't want it to go to
faster
West
than the actual relay team. They are going to be
You'd think.
blazing.
Yeah. You'd think.
Yeah.
Especially AB's,
I know.
Going to get stupid. Yeah.
It's going to get crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So some other offers to catch up on. There's only one portal offer for today. And that is former Jackson State offensive lineman Amari Ward. Was a freshman last year.
Love that.
I don't think he saw the field, but 6'1", 310, and another Florida boy out of Gainesville.
I know a center when I see one.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be an interior only guy. Feels like a bit of a developmental project. Interesting.
Still has 4 years of eligibility.
As much as they go after the big names and the high-end traits, I've said this before on this pod. They leave no stones unturned. They're not gonna, lift their nose to recruits who might have less hype or less perceived pedigree or what have you. If they feel like they're a fit on and off the field, they will pursue a guy. If they think he's gonna get him better, they will pursue him.
Love that about this coaching staff too.
You have to, man. You have to. If you don't have real convictions, then your evaluations mean nothing.
Absolutely.
And this, to me, is like this is a recruiter's recruiting staff, a scout's scouting staff.
Yes,
like these guys, they know it, they love it.
I love it too.
It's our kind of people, man. Our kind of people for sure.
2024 3-star defensive lineman Isaiah Molafaga is a current Utah commit, but he's been offered by Colorado.
Do it.
I don't want to say high 3-star, but a decent 3-star. 716th overall player, 71st overall defensive lineman, 6'2", 275 out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Someone is out there doing work in Alabama. I don't know who it is, but we've seen a lot of offers come out of Phoenix City, Alabama the last 24 hours.
Phoenix City, my goodness.
I think Sean Lewis is up in Chicago. We saw a bevy of offers come out of there yesterday.
Could it be Kelly out there?
Could be Kelly. I think Brew was out in Atlanta a few days ago, so I wouldn't put it past him to be out there recruiting too, but
love that.
maybe it could be Sal, Coach Sinceri too.
There you go. I mean, just in general, as a recruiting strategy, going after all the offensive and defensive linemen that Utah is pursuing feels like a very sound strategy to me.
Definitely. And you kind of, it's a double-edged sword. You hurt them and you help yourself at the same time, potentially.
Absolutely. Big time, man.
Next guy is Rydarius Morgan. Colorado offers him. He's a 2024 safety, again, out of Phoenix City, Alabama. No rankings, no stars yet, but this guy has earned at least 20 offers. Colorado, of course, in there. Alabama is in there. Auburn is in there. Florida, Florida State, Miami, Michigan State, Texas A&M. So this guy has all the shapings of becoming a potential 4-star recruit, maybe a top 300 player.
What's your read on a guy like that not having a star ranking yet, but that many schools being in on him heavy?
This is why the offer list is so important. Even when guys that have stars, you can really find out kind of what the nation truly thinks about them if you look at the offer list. And when you have a guy out of Alabama that's already 6 foot 175, I don't have his high school stats, but he's already got those type of offers. I know he's from that area of the country, but he's catching the right eyes early on. So,
would it be fair to say that the recruiting profiles they've gone after the most since Coach Prime's been there is A, obviously speed wide receiver.
Yep.
B, would it be above 6 foot safeties?
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep. There's a few trends. I actually wrote an article on this last night that I'm about to publish today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
I love this. This sounds like a must read.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went, I had a lot of fun writing it.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
We'll talk about it on tomorrow's show, but
fun.
Yeah, stay tuned to DNVR.com.
I might be on that one.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Exciting.
We'll talk about it after this.
Awesome.
One more guy.
Keep the thumbs up going, people.
Yes.
Come on. We can get to 200. 200s, getting me to 200 is key, so I don't feel like, I'm bringing the show down. Again, once we hit 200, let's get to 250. And that 250 is for Rhino. It's not feeling good, maybe getting checked out by the doctor right now. Let's get us to 250 for Rhino right now. Come on, baby. We can do it.
Love you, chat.
Yes.
Last guy, though. Mal Waldrip. What a name.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's like
What position do you think Mal Waldrip plays?
I think he runs like a presidential library. I don't think he plays football. So then if you were really pressing me on football, I'd start to go special teams. I think we're talking about a punter. Maybe we're set at kicker, now we're looking at punters. Is that what Mal Waldrip
put
does?
some respect on my guy Mal Waldrip, who is a 6'5", 290-pound offensive tackle out of Phoenix City, Alabama.
Let's go, Phoenix City. Come on, baby.
2025 tackle. Again, no stars, no rankings, but has earned at least 11 offers. Of course, Colorado's in there. Auburn's in there. Kentucky's in there. Penn State's in there.
Come on.
So, yeah.
Yo, rivals, we got to get you out to Phoenix City. Come on. Let's get working. 247. What's going on?
It's crazy.
No one up there in Tuscaloosa thought of driving down or up to Phoenix City? Come on, you get out there.
The Buffs are out there.
They sure are. Yes.
All right. Dre, you sent me an interesting article. Let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Tom Van Haren from ESPN. I'm pretty sure this guy used to write about Michigan for a while.
Dang. You heard it here first.
But this is college football spring portal. Best team fits for top transfers.
Yeah.
And I already saw the comment, so we'll talk about the Buffs and these Houston kids right away. They are included. Alton McCaskill, and then our guy Cameron Johnson, I believe, is also on this.
Yes, sir.
Best fit for Cameron Johnson says Colorado. USC and Missouri in the mix as well. But Colorado needs as much help as it can get up front. He would be a good fit for either of these three programs, blah, 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 blah. Then going to Alton McCaskill.
And basically just says CU has more of a need, more open spots, and that's where they kind of are above USC and Missouri as the immediate place for him.
Best fit, Colorado for Alton McCaskill.
Yeah.
Colorado has been linked to McCaskill, and it would make sense for Sanders to add talent at the position. The Buffaloes have a new quarterback in Shador, new receivers, and they could use a bounce back such as McCaskill.
At the top of the priority lists, where do these two guys fall?
Probably 1 and 2, honestly.
Uh-huh.
They're right up there.
Yes, absolutely.
Another guy I'd throw up there is actually Isaac Ukwu,
Also in this article, the James Madison edge.
who was visiting Auburn this weekend with Montana Lemonius Craig. We have yet to see either of those guys commit, but that is who ESPN has as Ukwu's best fit. Also saying that he holds offers from Colorado, Missouri, Cal, among others. I believe... Okay, so he's supposed to visit Ole Miss. I don't know if I'm thinking of someone else. I thought he had a Cal visit coming up. But obviously...
It does mention that Cal and Mizzou are some of the other schools in the mix who've offered him.
But he's not... It doesn't seem like he's rushing to commit. He's trying to, really flesh out his options and see where's best for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a senior edge, so a guy who could be an immediate contributor. He's going to also have to evaluate, what are the immediate opportunities for him? How much competition is there going to be? Am I better off going to a CU or Cal and maybe potentially beating up on some Pac-12 competition? Am I better off going to the SEC, trying to show out there? The Auburn, like CU, prominently featured in a lot of these best fits just because Hugh Freeze over there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No. Great job. Yeah. Go Tigers. God. Good. Top ethics. But yeah, so Hugh Freeze, he's a dog in that recruiting
That's
and
one
the
word to
portal
use.
and in his own private life. So he's not leaving any stones unturned, that's for sure. So he's in on a lot of these guys.
People are saying it's pronounced Phoenix. All right, sorry. It's spelled Phoenix, though. It's Phenix, so...
Win some, lose some.
I try my best, guys. I'm sorry.
Did better than I would have, yes.
Other guys also mentioned here, Jordan Hudson, the former 4-star wide receiver who was committed to TCU last year, entered the portal. We've already talked about this, but it still looks like SMU is going to be his best fit. Casey Thompson, the quarterback out of Nebraska. Auburn also mentioned here. And then Peyton Thorne, the quarterback from Michigan State, also says Auburn.
So they got to sort that one out.
They
That's
do.
for sure. Yeah, dude. How have you guys talked much about Casey Thompson leaving Nebraska?
We've mentioned it. Yeah.
Kind of great for that
It's
early
fantastic.
matchup.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic. Yes.
We'll take the Huskers downgrading at quarterback in April or whatever it was.
Absolutely.
We'll take that every year. Keon Coleman, the wide receiver out of Michigan State.
Big
guy.
6'4", 215.
Yes.
My goodness.
And put up 798 yards and 7 touchdowns last year.
Right. I think he outproduced Jaden Reed, who was a second-round pick by the Packers in the draft last week.
They've got his best fit at Clemson or LSU. I do not know if Colorado... I think Colorado's offered. I can't remember, though, off the top of my head. Zachary Franklin, the big wide receiver, or not big, 6'1", 185, but the very productive receiver out of UTSA. It says Oregon. That one kind of stings.
You have enough wide receivers.
That's
it's going to
true.
be okay.
Yeah, that's true. We could always use more, though. Jordan Tyson.
I've heard of that guy before. Yeah, I'm familiar.
We've talked about this guy maybe once or twice on this show, but the former Colorado wide receiver was visiting Oklahoma, I believe, 2 days ago. And it says in this article his best fit is the Oklahoma Sooners. Obviously, sort of transferring up. Great for him. We're rooting for him. We'll see if we can see him on the field this year. Don't know if that happens. But a name to watch out for. I see you, Tyler Brown.
Oklahoma could use it.
Final guy, Gary Bryant Jr., the former USC wide receiver, entered the portal. And it looks like Oregon is going to be the best fit for him. How do you feel about this stuff, this transferring in conference garbage? Because the SEC has this rule where you can't transfer within the SEC if you enter the portal. Do we need to adopt that in every conference?
No, because it's kind of against what the transfer portal's all about. Which is allowing these kids to not be tied to this decision they made at 18, basically. Have a little freedom of movement, just like these coaches.
It's a little messy.
Who are paid so much are allowed to do. It's messy. It's messy for sure. Look, my main feeling is I feel real sorrow and sadness for these kids at wide receiver who are thinking of going to Oregon and, are going to try and catch behind the back passes from Bo Nix. That absolute savage. So
a quote today.
That's my main concern. It's not so much transfers within the conferences. Have these kids ever seen Bo Nix play football? And why are they endangering their careers the way they are?
Speaking of our guy, he had a quote today, Dre.
Let's go.
I was kind of eager to go to the NFL, and then I figured out, college football is fun.
Oh, God, that's good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's our favorite, man.
He is our favorite.
Jake was at that game where he did a behind the insanity.
Probably the most miraculous football play I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was insane.
I stood up in the press box when that play happened.
How could you not?
Amazing.
How could you not? Someone to be that reckless and crazy on a football field. That's
someone says it's not true. Eli Ricks transferred from LSU to Alabama. I think this is a somewhat recent thing. I know it's active right now where these SEC guys, I don't think they can transfer within the conference.
Sad. More for us, though.
More for us.
We'll take all those SEC transfers that can't go back in the SEC.
Absolutely.
Sounds great. Yep.
Florida boys, come on down.
Yeah, we got you. Yep. Yeah, all less for Hugh Freeze, more for us.
Mm-hmm.
All in.
Shout out to Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company who offers a world-class product.
Damn straight.
Best part about Shady Rays is that every pair is covered. Oh, there you go, Dre. Throw them on. Whoo! You could look fresh.
Beautiful.
Like my guy Andre here. Oh, yeah. Get the close-up. Look at those lenses.
It's pretty good, man.
Shady Rays backs all their
these
pairs
lights.
of sunglasses with lost and broken replacement program. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses you can try for yourself.
I love them.
The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Go ahead.
Coach Prime and his staff, for some recruiting visit, photo ops could really use some Shady Rays.
Absolutely.
Such great styles, man.
Shady Rays, we need to get on the Coach Prime shaped with the...
Let's connect you. Yes.
Like mirror lenses. That's what we need.
There we go. Like what Tyree Wilson was wearing in the draft green room. Okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
Rob Demand says only during the spring period SEC rule applies.
Boom.
So there you go. Bear with me because this transfer portal stuff is a lot and they change all these rules all the time. I'm trying to stay on top of
constantly. It's why we tune in, man.
Shout out to Backus and Shanker.
Let's go.
Backus and Shanker been helping Colorado families win for more than 25 years. No fees to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case. And no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. Do you know how much money Backus and Shanker have won for their clients, Andre?
A lot.
Over $1 billion.
It's insane.
It's a lot of money.
That's nutty.
They have neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. They've got more than 30 lawyers and 100 staff. Sorry, I just got a message that I thought was going to be important.
Oh, my
Backus and Shanker helps with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks. They can even help if you're injured at 2. Air Teeth is on it. Let's go.
Well done, Air Teeth. Yep.
222-2222.
Shador line.
The Shador line. If you need the sue, hit the 2.
Smash that too, baby.
I mean, all of them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
True homies. Backus
Shout out
and
to
Shanker.
Backus and Shanker.
Yep.
All right. Want to talk to the people?
Let's talk to the people. Buff Nation itself.
That's fine.
It's great.
Yeah,
Remember, we're getting to 250 for RK. I appreciate
Yep.
you guys getting me over 200. This one's for RK. Come on, baby.
For RK, guys, get some questions in now. We only have a handful right now. Matt Jackson, I need that SCO Buff shirt. Do you all have a 2X?
I'm going to check what we've got in stock right now, Matt. You're very lucky I'm on this show when you ask this question.
Because no one else could go to DNVRlocker.com.
Well, yeah, sure, but I could go to the back end.
You got all the secrets.
That's right, exactly.
We've got tons of great shirts, though. Eric's been absolutely killing it recently. The Nuggets shirts have just been
14 available, Matt.
There you
Get
go.
on it, baby.
There you go, Matt. DNVRlocker.com, brother.
Yep. Great deals. And if you're a DNVR diehard,
Exactly.
get a free shirt every year when you renew and when you first sign up. So great deal. Plus discounts on all merch all the time.
Yep. Banger of a deal.
It's true.
How does class balance look
Wow.
in terms of
I think freshman through senior.
for the 24 class? 24 class is really light right now. This would probably absolutely be the best commitment of the 2024 class so far.
AB would.
AB would.
Yeah.
They're in the mix with a lot of 5 stars, a lot of other top 100 guys.
Oh,
but this
the
would
top
be
guys.
this would be the first domino to fall, and obviously it just kind of builds on top of each other. If you get one of these guys, maybe 2 of them, and
who is the athlete, Johnson, that decommitted?
Juwan Johnson decommitted.
Right.
Yep.
So this would kind of be, now we're back in and we've got one of those top 24 guys to kind of be like, kind of the anchor of your class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this would just be massive because at the spring game, do you know our guy Winston Watkins Jr., 2025 5-star wide receiver?
Yes, I remember that.
So he posted a picture with Aaron Butler and Boo Carter. Boo Carter's another 2024 kind of just like insane 2-way athlete out of Tennessee. Teasing trio. Aaron Butler, if he commits, I think we're looking pretty good to maybe get the actual trio in Boulder.
That'd be huge.
That would be absolutely massive.
That'd be amazing.
David says, shoot, I got to get my shirt for this year then. I think I'm going to stop by the DNVR bar tomorrow. Come through, my man. Yep, Cinco de Mayo party tomorrow.
Ooh. That'll be
Let's
awesome,
go.
David.
Love all the fire emojis every time we mention Winston Watkins Jr. because he is out of control. He is something else.
Yeah, I mean, he's like the top dude.
Yeah. I don't know if he's the top wide receiver yet, but my God, I watch him and it is.
Yeah.
He could play now, and he's a 2025 kid.
That's how I feel when I watch like Nuaniri.
Yes,
it's just
exactly.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, just different.
Oh,
level.
like I might spend a 3rd round pick on him if I was an NFL GM like yesterday.
Big Teasy, whatever happened with Coach Zimmer coming? That's a great question. We haven't talked about this for a while.
I know. I was joking with Ryan about it on one of the Buffs live streams. Yeah, what happened to Coach Zimmer? Where's he at? Where in the world is Coach Zimmer
Where
today?
in the world is Coach Zimmer?
Because I imagine he's in a like dark office in Boulder, just with a hood up, working away. I don't care what you guys say.
He's got to be grinding film somewhere. You know he is.
For a sec, he was in the mix for some like NFL DC jobs.
Exactly.
Again, right?
So I think that's...
But none of that came to fruition.
None of that came to fruition, but I think that's what a lot of the, I guess, confusion was a few months ago. But now, I don't know.
Chilling, huh?
I think...
Coach Zim
I don't want
deserves a
to
break.
speculate too much on this, but I think
Good.
Coach Prime was trying to put Zimmer and Taggart coming into existence with his words. I think that's what he was trying to do.
Darn.
Yep.
Darn.
Almost had him. We'll see.
Yeah. But still available. Right?
Still available. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. NFL potentially in play. We'll see.
Lots of May the 4th be with you. So
Yes. May the 4th be with you all.
yeah, absolutely.
Jay
You a big
McNeil.
Star Wars guy?
Nah.
Alyssa, Star Wars?
Star Wars?
All right.
Really?
Alyssa's holding water for the rest of us. Good for you, Alyssa.
I mean, I was a bit of like an original trilogy kid growing up, you know?
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
phase, late elementary, early middle. Yeah.
Played a lot of Star Wars Battlefront back in the day.
Great. Fun stuff.
Oh, the question. How accurate are the crystal ball predictions? So you can actually go to 247 Sports and check on like the actual accuracy of every analyst who files a crystal ball.
Wow. That's
so-
amazing.
Yeah, they kind of grade themselves and put it
We
out
need
there
this
for
in
you.
the draft.
We absolutely.
I'm going to stop calling my mock drafts and just call them my
Crystal
NFL
ball.
draft crystal ball predictions. Just go around pick by pick like that.
So Steve Wiltfong, the guy who gave Aaron Butler the crystal ball today to Colorado,
Oh, what's he batting? Come on.
he is an all-time picks percentage of 91.42.
Let's go. Wow.
It's pretty
Oh
good.
my gosh, I'm blown away. That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm literally on a page about the crystal ball predictions for Steve Wiltfong. It's got them all listed, every single one he's put. It's even got on the side team predictions. His best teams, Georgia, he's got a 94.35% rate.
Wow.
Ohio State, 92.35. Penn State, 91. Notre Dame, 90. Michigan, 88.
Incredible.
He's got over 4,000 predictions, too.
That's insane.
At 90%?
Yeah, I mean, so it's showing you that these guys, they're making these predictions when they feel fairly good about
Exactly.
where this prospect's going.
Yep.
Give me a Rouser crystal ball
Be
in.
amazing.
By the way, the self-control that I have yet to make the, some sort of aroused by Rouser joke. Like,
Well
I
done.
think the Nobel
Peace Prize.
committees, coming with an award soon for
You
that
might
kind
be
of
the first
self-restraint.
person to ever nominate yourself for a Nobel Peace
No,
Prize.
what? No. I'm sure terrible people before me
That's
have
true.
done it. Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yep.
Sloan, when can Shilo officially state he's a CU baller? Anytime now. Anytime now. He's graduated. He is relinquished from the chains of the transfer portal. He is now free to commit whenever he so pleases. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming.
I mean, it's the worst kept secret probably in college football.
Him and Coach Prime, they're just such jokesters with each other. You think he might be a walk? Like, would they save a scholarship and have him walk on or something?
I think Coach would get into trouble if he tried to pull that with his sons. No.
Smart.
I mean,
Smart,
imagine like
Jake,
Shador,
smart.
like this is a walk-on starting quarterback who also makes over $1 million in NIL. Blah,
Right,
blah, blah.
right. I mean, sounds like a phenomenal way to game the system. But you're right. We don't wanna. Risk
Sloan with another question. Reminding people when this podcast comes on, I've missed the starting time all week. So for the summer, we are going to be going live at 11:30 a.m. on the YouTube machine. But if you do not catch us on YouTube live, of course, the replay will be there. But subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
There you go. Set up those noties for YouTube.
Exactly.
Set up the noties for the podcast.
And
We ain't hard to find.
we aren't hard to find, but we'd appreciate your 5-star review if you ever felt so kind to do so.
Go a long way.
We are a 5-star podcast according to Spotify. 4.6 on Apple Podcasts. Let's
That's
get that.
amazing.
Let's
You
get that
want to
bumped
alert
up.
Buff Nation about this? Let's alert them, and we like 5 stars.
We do.
Big star
Quite a
rating
bit.
kind of podcast. As far
Yes.
as star rating podcasts go, this is the one that's most heavy on that. So it means a lot, please.
Say the time zone. Colorado, Mountain Time Zone, 11:30.
Mountain time, yep.
So that is 1:30 East Coast, 10:30 Pacific.
Wow.
Look
my
at me.
guy. My guy
I know
knows his
time
time
zones.
zones. Yep. Yep.
Jay McNeil did have some news about the Pac-12 deal with ESPN drop today. Oh, man, the Pac-12 media deal.
Good old Pac-12.
Oh, I just looked up Pac-12 media deal. I've got an article from CBS that says Pac-12's murky future finds shred of clarity with ESPN appearing out as option for primary media rights. Wow.
Oh,
ESPN.
look at that.
Finally.
Good for you, ESPN, saving us with a low ball offer, no doubt.
This is from Dennis Dodd.
What's his crystal ball batting percentage?
On media deals? I don't know. We're getting into sketchy territory there. With ESPN appearing out as option for primary. Just kidding. ESPN's out.
Hashtag yikes.
Oh, we're even more trouble then.
Ouchie, ouchie.
We had a glimmer of hope right there for a minute.
That's tough. That's tough. Boy, we got set up real good there.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This whole media deal thing it just keeps getting worse.
The second, what they were talking about and having a deal in place a month after all that.
We were supposed to have a media deal in October, bro.
No, the last 3 to 4. In negotiations, deadlines are key.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels like there's no key deadline for the Pac-12 to kind of force the issue. And they're at the whim of everyone. It's just not seen as a valuable product right now. And it's sad. It's really sad. I think to some extent you need to show the TV companies that you can still do some numbers as a conference, even without the 2 LA teams. You're not going to be able to prove that till 2024.
It's not looking good, man.
Big trouble.
Tone White, what do you think about Bishop Thomas from Florida State? I mean, we like him. We would very much like him to maybe become a Buffalo.
What position?
Defensive lineman. Was a freshman.
Need.
6'2", 290. Let me pull up his recruiting page real quick. He was a 2022 high 3-star, 483rd overall player, 65th defensive lineman. Of course, from Florida, Orlando, Florida. But we need it. We need it.
Badly. That's the biggest area of need right now, right? D-line?
Defensive line?
Yeah.
It's gone better for sure, but could always use more beef.
Yeah. Always. For sure.
Anything else?
That's it.
There you go. Well done, Dre.
Well done by you.
Called you in last minute, man, and you delivered.
The recruiting interview really helped.
That did help.
That went a long way.
I got you, bro. Don't even worry. Shout out to Talan Chandler for Talan Chandler for coming on the show.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We'll get him back. It was great having him on. I think he killed it.
Yeah.
So,
looking forward to your article tomorrow.
yes, today, not tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
It's coming up today.
Check it out.
We're gonna go look at it, and it's gonna be thrown up on the DNVR.com.
Boom.
Sco Buffs?
Scope.